let's rewind it.
Mm-hmm.
You win Best Chef 2018,
Yes.
Kansas City. You were on the show with Gordon Ramsay, which
Yes.
is one of, everybody knows who he is with
Mm-hmm.
Hell's Kitchen. At 25 years old, you have accomplished already so much. So what is next for you? Like, do you ever get complacent?
I done been through so much shit you couldn't fantasize it. Tryna speak on what I lost, but I could never find it. I'm sorry if I get that love that I can't
Welcome back
recognize.
to Opinionated, the podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Hicks. And as always, my brother from another mother, Ree Washington. And of course, you know, this is season 2. We in Kansas City shooting at Society. And today, we got Hell's Kitchen's own Chef Jay.
What's up,
Chef
man?
Jay, man,
Thanks
it's
for
a
having
pleasure.
me. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
We good. Appreciate you for coming.
For sure.
Jay, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Chef Jayon Smith. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, born and raised. I started cooking at the age of 8. Started my professional cooking at 16. Went to culinary school at 18. And I started my personal chef business at 21.
And I mean, you know, that's great because a lot of people, they don't know what they want to do at such a young age as you have. So
Most
when
definitely.
did you know I'm that guy when it comes to the kitchen?
Oh, that's a good question. You're starting off already with the good
yeah,
question.
man. We come with it.
Yeah. I think knowing that guy had to become later on down in my career. You know, that's just something that you build up over time because you watch all of these other different chefs on social media because now we're in a big age, you know, with social media. So before being on social media, before I seen the chefs, now getting to see the ones that's just doing it, I started off comparing myself and I had to lose that mindset and whatnot. And I had to realize how can I be that guy within myself, and that had to start with Kansas City. So when I started getting that support and that love, realistically, probably when I won 2018 Best Chef of Kansas City by the Pitch KC, that's when it was like, all right, man, you start something.
And
You
even
start
touching
something.
prior before 2018 Best Chef in KC, what was that first meal as a child that you made where you were like, I love cooking, I can do something?
Well, I started off with breakfast with my grandma, so cooking breakfast was something that's easy, but something that you can also expand on. So I started off doing a lot of different creative French toast, and you can still see that in my work now as I still do it and stuffing them, you know, cereal French toast and
I
things
think breakfast
like
my favorite meal of the
2
day.
scrambled eggs,
You know what I'm saying?
grits.
doing crazy stuff. So really just learning how to cook breakfast, getting the skill and the technique down of what it was to use a saute pan or what it was to use a knife. Learning that, it really helped me, and breakfast was just that first thing. Yeah.
And I mean, us being black, being in the black community, growing up, you know, we all have aunties, grandmas, you know, uncles that can cook, but we never officially ever got to just see or be influenced by an actual chef. So at what age did you like see a real chef and you're like, you know what, they doing it, I can do it too?
I think I had to be 18 when I seen that first real chef. And when his name is Chef E Double. He lives out in Los Angeles, California. It was the first chef that I've ever followed on Instagram. And I did a lot of studying from him as well too, just from afar. You know, of course, he never knew about me back then, but I ended up meeting him on my 22nd birthday with him inviting me to do a Floyd Mayweather birthday party with him. But him, just following him, I seen his personality and how he really interacted with people and merged it in his food. He was, you know, Cali, they got their own style and their own personality out there. But, you know, he was this black hip dude, but he had this surfer style dressing that he did for himself. So he was real different, but people loved him for who he was. And so just studying him from afar and seeing him, that was just that first person that I really loved and kind of follow. And I used to send him DMs all the time. He wouldn't respond to them. Of course, he had like 80,000 followers. So I used to get down. But now it took me actually having to go out to Los Angeles for a birthday trip. And it was just a vacation. I went to his restaurant just to try some food. And then it just happened so that I met his manager. And his manager was like, well, shoot, you want to meet E Double? You know, I told him my story. And like I said, they didn't tell me it was a Floyd Mayweather birthday party. They just invited me out there. They was like, yeah, we want to have you work this event. You know, they want to see what I come through and whatnot. And I really battled it back and forth in my head. Like, you know, am I going to go to this? I'm going to do it. I'm on vacation. And just something told me, man, this is what's next. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be a chef, you got to network with people out here. And you wanted to meet him for so long. So going out there, you know what I'm saying, and going to that party, being in that situation was my first time actually getting to meet him, talk to him, socialize with him, and he really loved me as a person. And now, like, he's become one of my distant mentors, and anytime I'm out in LA, I got to go see and talk to him.
Sometimes just making an appearance is everything. But at the same time, we kind of spoke about it off camera when you talked about craft and, you know, setting yourself apart. Do you have any, you know, bring your own sauce, your own style to, like, your cooking and just the way you present yourself that kind of separates you?
I think number one is definitely my personality. My personality is what sells me to people. Right. Number two, being genuine. I'm super genuine. People know that genuine and humble. That's gonna be the third one. Being humble, you know, I don't boast about myself. Me even being where I am today, a lot of my friends condemn me on not getting big-headed or not switching up. I haven't changed not once. You know, I still talk to people in high school, and that's what people love about me. So I think more so the internal, personal side of things, more so even on the food side, because anybody at the end of the day can make good food. Like, that's a fact. Anybody can make good food. It's people that can cook better than me out here. But what separates me is how I do it, how I put my personality in it, how I market myself, how I've taken it just being a young kid from Kansas City and taking it to a larger scale and making it look cool to other people, to younger generations, and just to other chefs as well too. And just, you know, being kind of that person. You know, I'm 25, you know, and like I'm not too, I don't like to toot my own horn, but I've kind of been that person and that revolutionary personal chef that's made people see that, man, this is, you could do different things in this career. You can get to anywhere that you're going if you just be yourself and just put the hard work in. 'Cause I'm only 25, but I mean, I really started at 18, and just for me to
off
be
at 8. Nah, let them know it's been a grind
8, you know
process.
what I'm saying? We could do 8, you know what I'm saying? So just that, you know, it's a hard work, dedication, and just really learning myself and growing within myself over time is really what's helped me propel to this great state and age of Chef J that I'm in right now.
So let's rewind it. You win Best Chef 2018, Kansas City. You were on the show with Gordon Ramsay, which is one of, everybody knows who he is with Hell's Kitchen. At 25 years old, you have accomplished already so much. So what is next for you? Like, do you ever get complacent, or do you always say, no, I can always do more?
You can definitely always do more. You know, I also have 2 restaurant locations named Sauced right on 18th and Main, and Just Slide in the Iron District, and a food truck, the What Truck, and that's just out on the weekends. And I never, my manager can tell you, I never wanted a restaurant location. I hated anything about being in a restaurant location, but those fell into our hands. When we created Sauce, that actually fell into our hands a month before we opened. So we had a month to literally put together what was now this was considered to a lot of Kansas Cityans now one of the best burgers in Kansas City. We only had a month to really put that stuff together. So work is never gonna stop. You know, things is never gonna stop falling into your hands. So you always got to be prepared and be ready for what's coming next. So saying what's next for me, I can't necessarily put my finger on it. And I'm one of those people, yes, I create plans for myself, but also, like, I've touched every single goal that I've ever written out for myself, starting out as a young kid. You know, I always said I wanted to be on TV. I did say I wanted to open up a restaurant. I did say I wanted to be on the news and cook on, you know, the news and display my recipes and myself. And so now I'm even at a point I'm not saying it's a standstill, because I'm never at a standstill of like, dude, what is next? So what's next for me? Can I attack more TV shows? Can I keep putting my name out there more worldwide, nationwide? But as far as plans or anything like that, it's just always expanding on the brand and just keep growing it, make it bigger. Generate revenue. That's the biggest thing. Yeah. Keep generating revenue.
Nah, that's...
I think it's hard to pinpoint it just because you said that, you know, those are the things that you did want to accomplish, but you did not know if you were going to accomplish them. You were just
Right.
putting that work in, you know what I mean?
And those was 20-year goals. I was putting, like, half of the stuff that I'm doing right now, I had that written down for, like, when I was 30, 35, 40. You know, I didn't expect none of
So
that
early.
to happen right, you know, now. So that's, you know, my advice to anybody. You know, the harder you go and the sooner you go, you can really start just touching these goals, and because they'll fall into your hands. And if you have actual faith, and that's why another reason why I feel like a lot of good things happen to me, because one, like I said, I'm genuine. Two, actual true faith, and, you know, God, like, I truly get blessings. I don't do wrong by people. I try not to be disrespectful to people. I take my ills like a man. Just like we was talking about off camera, you know what I'm saying? I get curved like a man, you know what I'm saying? If a shorty don't want to talk to me, I'm not going to be mad about it. Okay, cool, you know what I'm saying? I know what I'm
Right.
worth. At the end of the day, I truly know that I'm the catch right now. So if you
Right.
don't want me, you know, that's cool with me. So I'm okay with what come with the good and the bad of what's coming with my career and with life.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to kind of rewind, though. They see you right now.
Yeah.
You know, and they see you in this light that you have, you know, been blessed with, but you wouldn't work for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about the times where it got hard in the kitchen? You know, we kind of spoke about that off camera when, you know, and things got difficult and you maybe didn't want to do it, or, you know, the money wasn't coming in the way it needed to come in, and you didn't know you was going to continue to do this, you know, because everybody has times like that, and I think in every profession.
Yes, and I've had multiple, you know, times. I can definitely tell you it's always going to be a slow season for multiple careers. But definitely for me, since I work on my own, I'm self-employed, got a payroll, you know, for these restaurants and these businesses, you know, it's things have to be moving, and it's always, if I'm not moving on the side of my personal chef gigs and getting booked to make sure money is coming in, even for my bills and things like that, you know what I'm saying, that's stressing me out. And it's definitely times, you know what I'm saying, throughout the months where I'm like, okay, am I gonna be good, you know what I'm saying, to pay this bill off and whatnot. And it's not that I'm struggling or nothing. It's just that I'm chasing a dream, and I'm doing good to have these two restaurants. But it also, you get those thought. I could take, matter of fact, the grand opening of Sauce. Me and my manager talked later that night, and I told him, man, I really don't know if I really want to do this. Like, what did we get ourselves into? Can we just do this 3 months and then be up with that? Because I don't want to deal with it. And it was just because of the first day pressure. And I've done grand openings before, but it was just being that now the forefront person, and knowing that some of my guys was messing up or sending out undercooked food. That first day was the worst day ever, and it got to me, you know what I'm saying? I had to stay to myself for like that whole week, you know. I really didn't post, and, you know, I had to kind of just get in my mind and
Reevaluate everything.
Yeah, you know, and just understand that, you know, one, you know, people, they understand, and it's crazy, I didn't even realize this back then, but people know me. They know my food, and they know what I can put out, and they know what I'm capable of. And a lot of people are much more compassionate with understanding that, dude, this was your first day. We expected some kinks and some hiccups. That's why we want to be here on the first day, to let you know, so that it don't happen the second day or the third day or the 100th day or the 365 day, you know, or 1,000 days. So just having that around me, man, it's really a blessing. But you also, man, you get in those mindsets where you have to talk to yourself, and you really dig deep, and you kind of look for inspiration, and you kind of look for the advice, and it starts with you, you know. So yeah, no, definitely that grand opening day, I didn't want that restaurant.
Because you mentioned, you know, that you're self-employed, and a lot of people, they always want to say, oh, I want to be my own boss, but they don't really know what it takes to be their own boss, because now you're not on that schedule. Yeah, you have your own schedule. You can wake up and go to work whenever you feel and please, but what are you going to do to keep making sure that you just don't reach that level? Like, okay, you started your restaurant, you opened your restaurant, but now you have to maintain and sustain that growth and making sure that your restaurant is everything that you want it to be.
Exactly. And listen,
Because you compete against not just the food business is big.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And one of the biggest things about being your own boss and being self-employed that I could tell people what they also have to think about. I got to create my own 401k plan.
Yeah.
I have to now go out and get my own insurance. I don't have benefits. I got to make sure I'm making extra money to pay all of that stuff. Or is it, reasonable for me to have health insurance? Do I want to just keep, taking trips to the clinic, not the clinic, but, the physician, things like that, and just paying, off camera and things like, I said off camera.
Outside of work.
But do you want to do all those things? So I don't have that plus and that freedom in life to depend on benefits coming from a job. So I have to create that self. So you have to look into the mirror. You have to look in whatever you're doing and think like, man, do I really want to do this? Am I really going to make ends meet? Do I want to keep a second job, on the side? So you got to think about all those things as well, too.
I think just people see that end result, that being that boss or being the front person. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is mine. But it take a lot of leg work.
It definitely does. And, at times it sucks. And it doesn't suck on, like, the not appreciating it side. It sucks because also what comes with it is if somebody comes to Sauce Just Slide or the What Truck and they have a bad experience, that comes back to me. They don't think of, let's say, a chef Jake that works at Sauce. They're not thinking of, oh, Jake messed up my burger. They thinking, man, Chef J, man, my burger messed up, man. You got to get this in order. What's going on?
I wasn't even on the truck selling it to you.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That wasn't me. And that's also something that I had to get with and kind of understand. And it's also something that you got to kind of learn of being the boss and being now an owner or something. Like, I'm not going to be that one that's in my establishments all the time. Like, I'm trying to create and I'm trying to, get that to other people out there, because it also sucks because, they want to come and they expect to see Chef J in there. But if y'all want Chef J to become this big, amazing chef that y'all want, y'all got to understand, I can't. I have to try to figure out what else can I do. Can I keep being in front of my celebrity clientele, or can I get another deal on TV and things like that? So if people want me to touch that new level, they're going to have to understand that, one, I'm not going to be there. But two, like I said, going back to it, me not being there, I also got to take all of the negative that comes out of my restaurants, or the negative feedback, or just the bad experience that everybody has. So just making sure that my team and my staff is sharp. You got to be on point on that end as well too. So it's a lot of things about being a boss and an owner that come with it. So you really got to be ready just for that judgment and that criticism for any and everybody, and you have to be open to it. And just, a lot of people in our culture, we cannot take criticism. Everybody are very offended, what I'm saying, when they get that, because yes, some people be hating, but you have to understand, what can you find out of that? I always say it's something good out of that hate. That
everything comes with, sign up. Like when Ree and I started with the podcast, season 1, our first couple episodes, we didn't have microphones. So we're just talking. A lot of people was like, man, it's great content, but bro, y'all need mics. And there's certain ways you could say it, right? There's people that sit you in the DMs and they're like, hey, bro, love the show. Y'all need to, invest in some microphones. Cool, I appreciate that. I could take that criticism, because it's not even criticism. You're trying to help me do better. And then there's some other DMs that you get. It's like, man, I can't hear nothing. Okay, man, you probably could have phrased that better, but you know what? I'm going to take that with a grain of salt, and I understand what you're saying. So, of course, we did more episodes, the more we invested in our own product, and we got better. But like you said, criticism, a lot of people, and this season we're focusing a lot on the younger generation, and we're speaking on them. And what we were saying in previous episodes was this younger generation, the reason why they don't like to try new things is because they're afraid of failure or criticism. You being a chef, this is your food. You're presenting this out for a whole bunch of people. How do you handle criticism where you might hear, it might not be said to you personally, but you might hear it through the grapevine, I didn't like that dish?
I just have to take it in as a note, and figure out how I can make it better to where I know for a fact nobody can say nothing bad about this dish. Whatever it is that they're having a complaint on, I like to fix it, so that if you know for sure that you fixed it, that the person that's just complaining, if they come back and complain again, you just be an asshole. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't got enough salt in there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, dang, do you want your blood pressure extra? No, but so you kind of just have to, like we said, take everything with a grain of salt. You have to be receptive, saying, even, just like y'all, with the people, oh, y'all don't got mics, what I'm saying? We have to accept that in a different way, rather than, say, if you didn't have a podcast, say you're just a regular person, they just, I mean, I don't like your shoes, okay, man. you like my shoes, you know, you're going to get defensive. But now you got a business, okay? So if somebody regular, you know what I'm saying, you just walking out on the street, man, I don't like your shoes, you got to, all right, well, man, my face kind of means something more. So now you got to also think about that just on the outside life as well, too, because people know y'all now from doing y'all podcasts. And, you know what I'm saying, if Ree, you know, you out doing security on the weekend and the guy, you know, he trip, you just crack him, you know, people going, dang, well, Ree, you know what I'm saying, well, you know, crack the dude, you know, so you got to react differently. Did Ree actually try to calm that situation down, you know, things like that. So we also have to think about, you know, how are we being perceived when we are reacting?
Like our images, but
just to other people. So,
and we spoke on it off camera, you know, about your image and that off and on switch where, hey, when you're on, you gotta, you know, be Chef J, professional, and all of that. But when you're off and you're at home, how do you like to just settle down and get your mind off of, you know, the restaurants and the business aspect and things like that?
I do not answer my phone when I am at home whatsoever. I hate texting. I hate talking on the phone anyways. So when I'm at home, like, that's truly like my time to just settle down and just be to me. I definitely like hopping on my game. I love watching series on Netflix or just any just good, interesting series or docu-series. I love watching that. But my phone, you know, it's on silent. I don't want to hear the ringer. And I also, if I'm super just chilling in a good state, I just, at nighttime, what I like to do, I like to get in my car and just ride and listen to music. Because music, of course, my mom's a therapist and everything, but I like to challenge myself by not using her when I truly don't need to, and I like being my own therapist. And so I get a lot of my therapy from music, and that's why, like, Drake is one of my favorite artists. He's actually, I truly feel like, you know, he's one of the greatest artists to ever live.
For sure.
And, you know, I feel like that's somebody that I could relate to, and just even, you know, he raps about everyday life, and I feel like that you can, anybody, you really can put your situation and kind of compare it, you know what I'm saying, to some of the lyrics that he do. One of my favorite Drake lyrics, and this is what started my events and doing the song Light Up with him and Jay-Z. You know, he said, they always tell me, my friends always tell me, nobody is working as hard as you. And even though I laugh it off, I know it's probably true. But while my friends are out partying, I'm the one that that's making music that they party to. So he's making money as he's, you know what I'm saying, he kicking it, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to do the same thing. So that's why I started the dinner events and things like that. So I find a lot of my therapy in music, and that's how I can kind of perceive, you know what I'm saying, also what's happening in my life as well too, because like I said, I don't like to toot my own horn. And I really don't like to bloat myself up, but kind of when I hear it in a music or in a song or something like that, you know what I'm saying, it gives me a burst of energy, like, man, this is me, like, I know it's me, like, you know, it builds that confidence. So
I know you say you humble and you don't like to toot your own horn, but I'm sure when you walk into that kitchen, you let people know this, you here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like,
you know, for sure.
I'm out cook you somewhere, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna let you know. So,
and I'll be doing myself an injustice because I love watching like the Food Network and things like that. But I gotta pick your brain with a fun question. I don't know if you ever got this before or not, but you're at an event, you're cooking. You can invite 5 people, dead or alive, whoever you want to cook for. Who are you bringing to that dinner?
Drake, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Diddy, Will Smith.
All the stars, huh?
Yeah.
And what would you cook for them?
That's a tough question. It'd probably just be occasion inspired dinner. We had some pasta, some blackened chicken, probably some stuffed salmon, crab cakes. It would have to be a whole little ordeal because I'm going crazy with
You said y'all about to taste everything.
Now they got to. But let me tell you the reasoning why I would choose all of them. For sure, Jay-Z and Beyonce, like, you know, anything black, you know what I'm saying, they try to support, you know what I'm saying, if you can do good and you can wow them, man, you locked in good for some good gigs. And, you know, shoot, as many businesses as just all of them having one, like, you know, you real good. Drake, because that's been my biggest inspiration and that's been my musical therapist for sure throughout the year. So I really, if I get a chance to ever meet him, that's the one person I really truly want to meet, because I want to let him know how much, you know, he helped me get through stuff, you know what I'm saying, yeah, he had a father, but his father was in jail growing up, so you just had him and his mom, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was the man of the house. People think, you know what I'm saying, he had just that crazy good lifestyle just because he was on Degrassi, but really now he was giving a lot of that money to his mom, helping her pay bills and stuff like that. So just being that rock and that man, but also being a man that's very in tune with his emotions and feelings, and people not understanding that, kind of judging them. Just how you too sensitive.
You soft.
Yeah,
But you know the
stuff
crazy why
like
you
that.
say that, bro? It's because when the lights get dark and they in their room, they feel the same way he do.
Exactly.
They just try to cover it up when they
Exactly.
in that daylight. Yeah.
And
So
then we still
him
got
for
the
real.
other two. Guys that
That Diddy.
Yep, Diddy Diddy is also somebody, you know, that's black. So being able, actually, let me replace. I'm gonna replace Diddy. I'm gonna replace Diddy with Master P, because Master P is definitely
There you go.
that
There you go.
black, and he's gonna support you. He's gonna
Rap
try to
snacks,
figure out, you know what I'm saying?
noodles, the
Noodles.
rap noodles. Hey,
Yeah, he gonna
I
create.
tried them last week, actually.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I mean, you can't knock his hustle because
At
everything
all.
he does, I mean, he's letting you know that as a black person, you can invest in yourself. We're giving all our money to these same companies that we can do the same stuff for.
He gonna teach you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
He's gonna show you the ropes the whole way. He not gonna keep that information to himself. He gonna show you how he set your deal up and how you can set up your future deals. He gonna make sure you
Now
can
you know
eat.
you got two South people from there. You got Houston and you got Master P from New Orleans
Right.
now. So you know your Cajun food gonna have to be on
Yeah,
point.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? Will Smith for sure too. Just from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and just being one of the coolest just dudes ever. But just him, you know what I'm saying? That episode that sticks to me, you know, just
You
that
about to say,
father.
you about to say,
yeah, you know
I was
what I'm
like,
saying?
He don't want me no more, man.
Yeah.
Why he don't want me?
You know, and I had that feeling. You know what I'm saying? I had that feeling at a young age with my father not wanting me, and I had at a young age, you know,
Right.
so I had to, not knowing that really ruined me in a way, just growing up, and it built insecurity up in me as well too. I had to grow from that. And it was something that, you know, it really hurt, you know, just why didn't a human being that brought me into this world, why didn't he want me? You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, you know, that's really messed up. So just the lessons that you just kind of learn from just Will, just on a sitcom show, is just crazy. So I really just want to let him know, you know, what he's done for me, you know, throughout the years. So that was dope. So we had Drake,
You had all
Jay-Z.
five?
I
Yep.
did. Okay, boom.
And
Cool,
then
we
just
good.
tapping in for the young viewers, you know, who may want to get into cooking, you know, who may think it's not as cool because they might not see someone like them that's in this field. Like, what would you tell them? Because, I mean, obviously now they could take you
Yeah.
as an inspiration.
You could definitely look at me as an inspiration for sure, because definitely coming from Kansas City, you know, since we're in the middle of the map, you know, we see everything last, and we get everything last, from
Right.
fashion to music.
And we take from everybody too. Like we just have a bunch of a mix.
Exactly. So I had to think outside of the box that they tell us to think outside of. So we thinking outside of two boxes right now.
Pin that.
How can I separate myself from not only every chef, but a fashion designer here in Kansas City, a barber here in Kansas City, a lash tech, a hairstylist? How can I separate myself from any other career field? So I studied every single career field and every entrepreneur here in Kansas City, starting off, no matter if they was older, younger, and still to this day. I study everybody to see how they market themselves, what type of promotions, what type of specials, you know, are they keeping themselves in front of people's faces as well too. So I study a lot of people, and I not take, because I'm never, you know, anything I've done, people have never seen it done from other people here in the city.
Yeah.
So I'm always taking it and elaborating and making sure that now when I hit you with something, it's gonna be the craziest thing that you've seen, whether it's a simple visual, whether it's a difficult visual. I'm gonna make sure I set the bar in anybody's career field. You know what I'm saying? I want to be that person that brings back the attention here to Kansas City, because I truly feel like still it hasn't really been done yet. You know, the most famous person in Kansas City right now is Patrick Mahomes. Is Patrick Mahomes from Kansas City?
Nope.
No, he's not. You know what I'm saying? He's
Texas.
doing stuff
Yeah.
for Kansas City.
I
You
mean,
know what I'm saying? We love him.
he could be traded at any point or leave or retire, and
Exactly.
it's like, what is Kansas City now known for? I always mess with them, say Kansas City with Tech 9. I'm messing with him about that.
You know, so, you know, and even Tech, you know, I love Tech, you know, things like that, you know, so, but now, you know, he's an older generation, so now we still need somebody that can really bring that torch here, and just being on that show and getting that love and seeing how proud that made everybody, it was that feeling like, okay, Jan, I think you really could do it. You know what I'm saying? I've always had feelings like that, but now it's like, I really feel like you could do it. And I just knew, no matter what happened, even on that show, I was like, something amazing is going to happen after it. And I feel it coming, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I ain't going to talk about some of the other things that I have working, but, you know, it's some things coming. And I just know that I truly have a shot at bringing a torch here. And if I get it, you know, it's going to be Kansas City everything. When I get it, you know, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Because I really talk like that, so I'm trying to be humble. When I get it, you know, it's going to be Kansas City everything. You know, I want everything to come back here. I want everybody that's actually doing something to have a part of anything major, you know what I'm saying, that's going on. Shoot, when if I got a celebrity coming in and want to interview with me, you know what I'm saying, shoot, I want the pod. Now that I know that y'all, you know, doing something, I want the podcast. Let's all do it, you know, in one. I got a dope camera set up. I know that, you know, now we can just put more money into it and actually create something amazing. And now, hopefully, I done made 2 new local celebrities just based off the torch that I brought here, you know. So that's what I'm thinking about. I'm not just thinking about, and I promise, you know, to right here in the guy, that I don't think about myself and my career. And some of my chefs could tell you, like, I don't even want to put extra work on them at times, just because I know that everybody don't work like me. And I'm crazy, you know what I'm saying? I don't sleep that much. I probably get like 3 hours of sleep a day. You know what I'm saying? I know it's not healthy or whatnot, but that's just my willpower right now of what I want to do. But truly, if I get on and when I get on,
there you go. There you go. See,
I'm thinking about what I could do for everybody else and what can I do for this city, because I know everything good is going to come back to me if I truly play my part, you know, in my role. And so that's why I just truly try to be a genuine person. So these rappers, you know what I'm saying, that's making music and stuff like that, shoot, I'm thinking about, shoot, who's the best? Who can I, hey, man, meet this dude. If I met Drake, hey, man, listen to this dude, you know, song. Like, he's really dope. Like, that's the type of stuff that I truly think about. Like, who can I truly help?
You got to put everybody on.
You know, who can I help? So that's what I want to do. We haven't had, Eddie Griffin, you know what I'm saying, from Kansas City. Yeah, we got some people here, but are they truly bringing attention back? No. Like, we are considered a big, large city, you know what I'm saying, industrial city. You know, Kansas City's actually, it has always been considered America's best kept secret, you know, because we're in the middle of the map, you know, and they hold a lot of stuff here in Kansas City just because of the simple fact of, if you know, it was a war and an attack, it would be hard to get to Kansas City that quickly. So why not store a lot of military weapons here in Kansas City? We have a lot here. You know, if people didn't know that, we have a lot here. You know, majority of most of the military. So, you know, how can we bring attention back here? So I want to be that guy.
Well, Jay, tell the people how they can get in contact with you and reach you.
You can get in contact with me on Instagram at Chef Jayon. Jayaun. You can follow me. You can go to my website, I can't even talk right now at the end of this, spitting all these gems. www.u-hungry.com. I post all of my updates, any events that I'm having. You could book me on there, and it's the letter U, not you. You can follow me on Twitter at Chef Jayon as well, too. And then you can always catch me sometimes on KCTV5, cooking on Better KC, doing a recipe, and then definitely on season 20 of Hell's Kitchen.
My brother, guys, I love seeing black excellence, and you are one of the pioneers right now in Kansas City doing that. And I want to give you your roses. That's why we had to get you on this show. He's Ree Washington. I go by the name of Joshua Hicks. This is Opinionated Podcast Season 2. Love, always.
She said, why is it when I call that you always hit decline? Cause every time I pick up, it's the same thing every time. You ask me how I'm doing, and I tell you that I'm fine. Trying to match these demons that I sing about every night.